Dear rectors, presidents, conference chairs, and everybody, welcome to Istanbul Atlas University. Today, we have gathered here for the International Conference on Future Vision in Medical Sciences. In this conference, we will learn about the relationship between artificial intelligence and health system. Dear rectors, presidents, conference chairs, and everybody, welcome to Istanbul Atlas University. Today, we have gathered here for the International Conference on Future Vision in Medical Sciences. In this conference, we will learn about the relationship between artificial intelligence and health system. Dear rectors, presidents, conference chairs, and everybody, welcome to Istanbul Atlas University. Today, we have gathered here. Okay, so let's continue. In this conference, we will learn about the relationship between artificial intelligence and health system, robotic and scopic surgeries, and the latest updates about COVID-19, which has occupied our lives for the past 2 years. So thank you to Iraqi universities, Atlas University, Medicine Hospital, Liverpool John Moores University, Iraq Medical Association, and International Society of Health Education for their collaboration. Now, first, we have a teaser of Atlas University. So we will watch it and then we will continue with our conference.
Okay. It is a great invention, but nobody can use it. In 1872, American President Hayes said these words about Alexander Bell's phone. However, today, the number of people who have been using mobile phones is 4 billion. The butterfly effect is a notion that small changes in the initial data of a condition can cause large and unexpected consequences. A butterfly flapping its wings in the Amazon jungle can cause a hurricane that could travel halfway around the world. Many great inventions are the future result of a small, committed step. We believe in the potential of each of our students to make great discoveries and contributions, both for themselves and for the whole of humanity. Even the actions that we consider unimportant or small decisions that we take can dramatically change the course of life and create a much better future. To inspire tomorrow, you hold the pen now. With its quarter-century experience in health and education, Atlas University is rising to inspire tomorrow. Located on an indoor and outdoor area of 110,000 square meters, Atlas Vadi campus hosts Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Dentistry, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, as well as Faculty of Engineering and Natural Sciences and Vocational School. Moreover, the Dentistry Practice and Research Center is also located at Atlas Vadi campus. Atlas Vadi has been specially designed with modern, minimalist details in the center of the beautiful city of Istanbul, especially for the young people who will mold the new future. An inspiring university life has been reconstructed with simplicity. Atlas Vadi campus is positioned in the heart of the city in order to offer a unique Valley campus experience with its summer cinema, Cafes Street, Istanbul Street, indoor and outdoor gyms, and private terraces. With its unique architecture and a private garden terrace where young and talented minds can enjoy their coffee during their breaks, has an indoor and outdoor area of 2,500 square meters. Moreover, 30 independent study rooms, which can be used by those who need absolute focus and silence, are just one of the authentic details designed by Artless University for its students. One of Turkey's largest multidisciplinary laboratories is located on the 6,100 square meter laboratory floor of Artless University. There are 38 education, application, and advanced research laboratories serving as a station where surprising facts of science are discovered and innovative research is carried out. Artless University, which has a closed area of 75,000 meters squared, hosts 400,000 outpatient clinics and performs more than 30,000 surgeries per year, with a capacity of 400 beds and 18 operating rooms, one of which is hybrid. Artless Creative Labs, which is one of the multidisciplinary laboratories of Artless University, is a creativity laboratory focused on engineering, art, informatics, artificial intelligence, and games. Artless Creative Labs, where the most striking and innovative products of the world of tomorrow are developed, offers new technologies, interdisciplinary study environment, and consultancy that students may need in order to turn their creative projects into real products. As Artless Innovative Social Sciences Laboratory, Artless X Labs creates a multidimensional and enriched learning environment. Through seminars, symposiums, and events, X Labs unite students with many academics, experts, and artists from different disciplines and tests innovative projects of Atlas in many fields with the reality of social sciences. We believe in the goodness and scientific creativity potential of each of our students and support our students with academic success and need-based scholarships throughout their education. In addition to this, we proudly present the Butterfly Effect Scholarship, in which our graduates promise a scholarship to new students who are in need. We believe that even the smallest action or decision has the power to affect the course of life significantly. Even our insignificant actions or small decisions that we take can drastically change the course of life and create a much better future. Each of our students has the potential to make great discoveries and contributions, both for themselves and for the entire humanity. Many great inventions are the future result of a small but committed step. This is the reason why we have believed that one day in the future, this small step will have big results, and we have adopted the motto of the butterfly effect and named it as Artless.
So thank you everyone for watching. Now for his opening speech, I would like to welcome co-chair Professor Maithangali Yusuf.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am very delighted to be here together, and this is a great hospitality of Atlas University and Medicine Hospital with Sohi International Society of Health Education. Again, it brings together the worldwide expert and different medical specialty, continue to discuss a different medical topic to help people in disease prevention and to have a better understanding of their illness in updating manner. During the previous period, we worked hardly to educate people about COVID-19, prevention, broadcast, the updated management of this pandemic in weekly basis. We will work as one team in disease prevention and health education in our planet, which become as a small village through internet, social media, and artificial intelligence. Thank you and great gratitude for you all. May I ask Professor Salman Al-Rawaf start the conference. Thank you so much.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first international conference of the International Society of Health Education, jointly with the Imperial College London WHO Collaborating Center and Atlas University and the many societies, which I'm glad their presidents and representatives are with us. We're delighted to see you all these beautiful faces here in a bright morning. I know it's Sunday, and normally Sunday I take a little bit longer in bed, extending my dreams. But unfortunately, we managed to break it down for you a bit for an illusion. I think today even there are a lot of imagination in it. And we have the right to actually live in a world of thinking, a world of discovery. This is how little bit of our generation will face over the next few years, but certainly the new generation and generations to come will be generations of dream, imaginations. And I think what presented earlier from Atlas University, which I must congratulate the president and all colleagues from this university for that journey of imagination. Let me first thank Atlas University and President Yusuf, Dr. Yusuf, Professor Yusuf, thank you very much indeed for the kind hospitality and your kindness to accept us at such short notice. I know Professor Maytham, nobody say no to him. Nobody can resist him, you know. And I'm delighted that he brought us. Actually, I was on holiday and he brought us from holiday from Malaga to here to take part in this important event. So thank you very much, Professor Maytham. I like to actually say a word of thanks, of course, to all of you, without any doubt. Being with us is a pleasure. But I want you to actually take an active part in these 2 days event. Active parts mean going to dialogue in the lecture theater here. Go into dialogue while you are having a cup of tea. Go and say hello to somebody which you never met before. This is a great opportunity. Take a photo, post together, you know, selfie, whatever, okay? And ask about what he or she is doing. And make friends. The more we make friends, the more we make the world beautiful. Especially we are living in a region with leaders, half of them are crazy. Don't hesitate to quote me. We are living in a world where killing becomes the norm. We are living in a world or part of the world where people, they don't know whether their home is secure today or they have to immigrate to another country. 65% in my role as the president of the International Association of Medical Colleges, 65%, 65, of all doctors graduate from Egypt leaving the country. This is a crime. And we know in this region, many crimes committed against scientific community. The talents are not giving the space. And I hope through this conference, through the, actually I didn't prepare this. And I'm a spontaneous person. And the reason behind it, because in my discussion this morning, just a few minutes here and there, I learned about so many talented, and I'm delighted to meet these talented, and I'm looking forward to meet more talented in this conference. So this is an opportunity to think about better future, peaceful future, where countries and people living together and supporting each other. I thank you very much for your presence. with us, and we will continue with the conference, and I will be guided by both of you here, beautiful people. So you need to tell me what is next. Come on. The beautiful faces take us. Thank you very much.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. So thank you to Professor Salmanova for his very kind speech. Now up next, I would like to welcome our president of Atlas University, Professor Mustafa Kichuchi.
Dear honorable guests, speakers, and participants, I would like to welcome all of you who are extremely pleased to embrace you and extremely pleased to see you in Istanbul. A big thanks to each and everyone present here for joining our program. I hope the program will be great and successful. In our university, we have started the academic year in a situation where most of teaching has been done remotely since 2019. All staff and students have become accustomed to new practices and have achieved great results. The coronavirus pandemic has created new normal for us, which we have to live with for the time being. Taking the virus into consideration has become part of everyday safety. Last year, the university began its face-to-face education and activities. Over the past year, our university has worked hard, even in the middle of coronavirus, to promote new research opening and the quality of teaching. Our hard work together has achieved results that we are happy and proud of. It is well known that young people easily move cities when they start their studies, but the mobility of those in employment is understandably less. The university networks work closely and ambitiously together, increase the mobility of the students and staff, and strengthen the links between education, research, and innovation. Today, the University of Atlas is an increasingly integral part of the European community, including in education and science. Dear listeners, the University of Atlas is doing well, and it is important to look to the future in good times. Among other things, in the coming year, we want to talk about our visible growing offering of continuous learning. Providing continuous learning opportunities has become a high priority for all universities. After graduation, people return to universities many times to learn more. The forms of learning change, but the needs remain. The phenomena of learning are also of interest in the world of higher education. For universities, the new decade is strongly framed by the national vision of higher education and research in 2030. It will lead to a substantial increase in the number of the study places in universities and other higher education institutions. Indeed, more than 4,100 students will start at the Atlas University of this year, this autumn. Atlas University was established in 2018 by the Turkish Balkan Education, Culture, and Health Foundation in Istanbul. The university, which started in academic life in the 22 and 2021, is located in the Kağıthane on the European side of Istanbul. The campus, with an area of 110 1,000 square meter has 33 laboratories used in education and research. The university also has 2 hospitals as the Faculty of Medicine hospital named Medicine Hospital. Your program will continue tomorrow with Medicine Hospital, providing service more 20 years in Istanbul. The Faculty of Dentistry Hospital is located on the campus of the university. Atlas University provides education services in 40 different academic fields in total, including 22 undergraduate degrees programs under 5 faculties and 11 associate degree under 1 vocational school, 7 graduate degree under 1 institute. All faculties that provide education services are Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Dentistry, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, and Vocational School. We have programs in English and Turkish language. Meanwhile, Atlas University offers space and opportunities. Dear listeners, time changes and the university changes with them. At no point should we lose sight of the young generations for which the world is constantly different. When we build the university for the 2030s and beyond, we must remember that some of those future students are still in daycare and others have not even been born yet. At university, research is for the world and education is for learners. The future and the work for it start right now. A philosopher said that education is constant renewal, development, and refinement of human abilities, skills, knowledge, attitudes, and values. We are happy to see you at our university. Thank you, all the participants who worked really hard for this conference. I thank and warmly welcome all of you. Thank you for your consideration.
So thank you to our rector, Mustafa Kichuchi, for his speech. Now I would like to invite the president of Marif Foundation, Professor Birol Akgün, to the stage.
Dear our guests, dear honorable president of the Atlas University, honorable guests from different countries around us and from different parts of the world. I am very much honored and delighted to be a participant to this conference. I am not a medical doctor myself, but I am very excited and happy to be among you. I am an international professor and leading an international education organization, which is Turkish Marif Foundation in Turkey, but our responsibility is international. So that's why everything related to education is an our area of interest, especially medicine and doctors, which has always been historically valuable and respected by the people wherever you go in history and in the world. Pandemic also taught us something new. Well, we depend on them. And I believe, especially in Turkey, we are very thankful to them. They proved that they were effective and they cared of patiently for those who fell in bed in the hospitals. And that somehow made Turkey a little bit special and attracted the attentions of international authorities. I just do follow some statistics. For instance, American case, according international statistics, is the most developed and most rich country in terms of per capita value, the part of the GNP. Well, I mean, America then almost 20% of the world population and 3% of the world population. But if you look at the loss of the death population of the US, it is almost 19%. There's something wrong with that, huh? But some countries, such as Turkey, when you compare the statistics, we are much better. So what is explaining, we are in academic now among the academicians, how to explain it, what factors explain the capacity of the health building and capacity and health workers, especially doctors. We are very thankful to them. And we congratulate our doctors who really did a good job, and we are very much happy with this great success. It's also important. We used to compare the nation statistics like demography, like population, number of population, or economic growth, or human resources and minerals that a country has. But now we also compare at that what makes a nation not only strong but resilient. It's the well-developed, well-educated human resources. So I think this is much more important than what made the difference. So, as academician, just saying a short story, a little bit long story to short. Investing in human resources in all areas of life is much more important, and what will make difference for the future on all areas, but also in medical sciences. So that's why also Turkey seems to be started gaining some currency because of the health tourism. Istanbul used to be not only center of culture, commerce, tourism, etc. Now it is turning out to be a center of science, technology, and health provider as well. We are very much glad to see this success. Just a few sentences with regard to Turkish Mara Foundation. It was established back in 2016 as the public entity created by Turkish Parliament to provide education abroad on behalf of Turkey, which means like French school system, British schools abroad, or American school system. This is our body of institute that we represent on behalf of Turkey. We offer schools abroad internationally. Currently, we do have schools. These are the mostly K-12 schools, not the university level. K-12 school from kindergarten to high schools, providing education, high quality education in 50 different countries with about 400 different schools and 50,000 students. Where we are located, mostly concentrated. Well, Africa, one of our best, in 26 countries, we do have schools, especially in all Balkan countries. Also, Middle East, in Iraq, we have schools, most of you know the geography. In Iraq, we have a school in Erbil, very good school. 2 schools in Baghdad, 1 in Kirkuk, and we are opening a new one, hopefully this year, maybe early next year in south, in Basta or in Najaf. We are working on that. We also support education in northern Syria, where Turkey is concerned from providing safety and security on the northern side. More than 350,000 students regularly now attend the schools. This is organized by the Ministry of Education, but we provide some other contribution in terms of salaries and providing teachers some equipments and books, etc. So we already opened in 2 science technology special high school in North Azet and Çoban Bey also. It's a special attention. And this year and next year, we hope complete our school chain in all Central Asia. Where we have one in Kyrgyzstan, open new one this year in Azerbaijan, and hopefully before the end of next year, we will complete it. So it's a growing chain of schools internationally, but we do value cooperation in all areas. Those who graduate from these schools also may attend the university education here or abroad. We are close to following our school system in terms of providing high quality and improving the teacher training and field, especially in the post-pandemic era now. I mean, you will discuss about artificial intelligence overall. I mean, from the remote LMS to technologies to providing all artificial intelligence opportunities for our students and generation. What will it bring us? We hope it will bring us better things, and we invest in that. And with this all remarks and regards, I wish that your Congress, your conference, will produce good results for your society, also for the people of our region. Thank you.
So thank you to Professor Birol Akgün for his speech. Now I would like to welcome the president of University of Al-Qadisiyah. On his behalf, Dean of Medicine College will be with us. So please welcome Dr. Nahed Al-Ammar.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. President of the conference, Mr. President of the university, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am so glad to join you in this scientific conference, which held under the name of the International Conference on Future Vision in Medical Science. Actually, I am represent the University of Al-Qadisiyah. Al-Qadisiyah University was established in the year of 1987 in Al-Diwaniyah province, which it is about 200 kilometers south to the Baghdad. Originally, the University of Al-Qadisiyah began with two colleges, the College of Education and the College of Business and Administration. There has been a vast increase in the number of the college, though as today the university encompasses 18 colleges in addition to a number of learning centers. It has offered a postgraduate courses in education from 1993 and PhD and doctorate in life sciences and history of, from 1998. It declared a mission of providing distinguished educational and research services in line with international academic quality standards, enriching human knowledge and exchanging experience with Arab and international academic institutions in the life with the spirit of the time. In fact, I am the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine or College of Medicine, which established in the year of 1998. And now it represents, or it started with only 50 medical students, and now it is encompass 11 basic and clinical departments, and the number of students reach about 180. The mission of the college is to provide a medical care to the society and to improve the quality of health services in Iraq. Finally, I want to thank everyone in this conference and the University of Atlas, and thank you very much.
Thank you to Dr. Nahed Alanmar for his speech. Now, finally, I would like to welcome Professor Batuhan Özay as he will make a speech about Medicine Faculty of Atlas University.
Dear President, dear Rector, dear participants, dear speakers. As Dr. Salman was mentioned just before, this is Sunday morning. So initially I want to say good morning and to welcome all of you this Sunday, this sunny and hot Sunday morning. I was informed that this will be a summary and presentation of the Medicine Faculty of Istanbul Atlas University. So the topic of this meeting is very interesting, and I think it's very popular nowadays around the world, also in the Turkey. The collaboration of computers, softwares, and also the medicine. As I not remember wrong, some of European countries has tried this. I think the Finland. But now these kinds of meetings will develop these kinds of collaboration. Sorry. As I remember, 13 years ago, I met Dr. Mustafa at a restaurant, and we started working at Medicine Hospital at that time. We had a very positive conversation about the fact that he want to build the university and if I will be a part of it. In our later conversations, I learned that he had such a dream and a goal from very beginning. It was actually the first steps of the establishment of the university and therefore the medical faculty. In a university where the hospital is a center, of course, the health departments were also in the center of the university at the beginning. I remember that in 2019, the month was September, the decision to become a university with 5 faculties was approved by the Council of Ministers. Thus, our medical faculty was officially established. Yes, what's our mission, our faculty mission? Of course, the main goal is to train students, but which students? The students have preventive and therapeutic knowledge skills, improve themselves, respect ethical and national values. The students to have ability to research and compete with the world combined by up-to-date knowledge. Yeah, I scratch these words. Yeah, I know the mission and vision is a little bit boring, but do not worry about the length of the presentation. It will be shorter, it will be summary. And what is the main vision is to be a forefront of the other medical faculties, to be a top-ranked university. Thus, the faculty by high-level education, conducting qualified research and quality health services. As our rector just mentioned before, we have 2 campuses. One is here that we in Wadi campus, and the other is second is in the Bajra campus. And the campus, Wadi campus, has been serving for about 3 years. Clinical sciences courses and internships are given in the hospital of the university located in Bajra. Our hospital has been serving for approximately 25 years. It was renovated 5 years ago and became a completely modern hospital with the addition of the new building. Total indoor and outdoor area is about 150,000 square meters. Yeah, in 2020, 2021, the academic year, the students have started to be admitted to our faculty, and the students have been accepted to both Turkish and English medicine faculties the following year. And we use also the board integrated system as a technique. And we also use flip-flop techniques together as a teaching technique. These techniques require more small classrooms and academics, but allow students to actively participate in education. Now we have 160 freshman students, both in Turkish and English medicine faculty, and 60 sophomore students only in Turkish medicine faculty. We estimate that approximately 160 more students will enroll in our faculty this year. And there are 53 international students in total. Yeah, I want to show you there are some images from our lecture hall and classroom from the Wadi campus. These are our standard classrooms, and our campus continues to grow, so does the number of these classes. We have 5 basic science laboratories for only medicine faculty in the Wadi campus. The names are written on the screen. These laboratories are presented to education in a much larger and more equipment. By the way, the higher education institute deems sufficient. The total area of the labs is 300 square meters. Yeah, we have medical skill lab, anatomy lab, histology and embryology and pathology labs, physiology and biology, biophysics labs, and multidisciplinary lab. In accordance with our curriculum, the first of the 2-year students are educated in our anatomy lab. It is structured in such a way that 30 students can receive education at the same time. This lab is also organized such a way that postgraduate specialists can take advanced training course. The medical skill labs have a very large and well-free area so that students can easily carry out their studies. And these are the images from histology and embryology lab, and multidisciplinary lab, and also physiology and biophysics labs. We have 3 ethics committees in our faculty, and the first one is non-invasive spatial research. The second one is clinical research, and the last one is social and human sciences research and publication ethics committee. Here in this slide, you can see the number of academic staff currently working in the medicine faculty. As you see, the student and academic staff ratio is about 3, and this ratio makes us one of the best and the best ranked faculties in Turkey. As you can see, the number of professors and associate professors is more than half of the total number of academicians. We are very proud of our library named Professor Dr. Mustafa, one of the pioneers of our university idea. The library is open for 24 hours a day and 7 days in a week. In addition, hosting numerous books and journals, both printed and also online journals. Various indexes are also available. And this is the second floor of the library. Although, as you watch just before in teaser, and there will be a presentation about University Hospital tomorrow, I would like to share a few images of our University Hospital, unlike the other universities. There are 18 operating theaters, 22 labs, 130 doctors, 220 nurses, 37 branches, and totally 1,250 staff is working in our university hospital. This is one of the entrance of the hospital, University Hospital. Here is the congenital heart disease intensive care unit. Our hospital has also a total of 100 intensive care unit beds. This is a standard practitioner rooms and the patient rooms. Yes, I want to also say that we have a hybrid operating room. And this operating room, which is, as I know, there's only 2 in Istanbul. The invasive treatment methods can be applied simultaneously with the operation by applying imaging techniques, especially for cardiovascular surgery, neurosurgery, invasive neurology, orthopedics, and also urology surgeries. Here you can see on the slide a neurological invasive procedure has performed, after which the patient operation was finished. Now here's a section from our physiotherapy section. And this is one of the classroom from our university hospital. And this is the lecture hall in the university hospital. And at last, this is the photo that we had performed a very complex cardiac surgery 2 weeks ago with my team. Thank you very much.
So thank you to Professor Batan Özay for his speech. Now it's time for the Plug Awards. To give the award, I would like to invite Dr. Yusuf Ergörmüş to the stage. And to receive his award, please welcome Professor Salman Ravaf. So now it's time for the keynote speakers to make their speeches. Therefore, I would like to welcome Dr. Oya Akça as a moderator.
Dear attendants, welcome you all again. My name is Dr. Oya Akça. I'm an assistant professor in the Faculty of Medicine, Istanbul Atlas University. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all again, the keynote session part of this conference. So I have been also inspired by this interdisciplinary collaboration in the conference among health, medicine, basic science, computer science, and artificial intelligence. So firstly, I would like to introduce you our first speaker, Professor Salman Ravaf, the President of International Society of Health Education and the chairman of this conference. If you let me, I would like to say a few words about his biography. Professor Ravaf qualified in medicine and with training in pediatrics and public health. He is currently a professor in Imperial College London in United Kingdom. He is also the director of World Health Organization Collaborating Center for Public Health Education and Training, and he is very well known for his international work and contribution to the global health issues. Now I would like to invite you, Professor, to give your speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's a pleasure to be with you here. Next week, we are receiving about 20 something delegation in London. They are top leaders from around the world in health and healthcare delivery and medical education and training. And the purpose of the meeting, we meeting with them at Imperial College London, to talk what is the future of medicine and how that future will shape our thinking in terms of how services should be delivered. How should we prepare the next generation of doctors and health professionals? How technology, and in particular, what we will hear later on today, technology and advancement, development will shape our thinking, how the people will actually look at us, whether we are preparing the next generation or indeed delivering service to them, i.e. their expectation, because that expectation is changing. I recall at the end of last century, welcoming the millennium, the chief executive in my organization at that time, I was the director of health in Southwest London, invited all the chief executive in the national health services around England to a meeting in London. And it was so big that we went into a race court, Epsom race court. And she asked me to talk about how the future will look like. And I was really laughing because nobody knows. And I always believe, whether we were talking about it this morning from my colleague from Jordan. Pleasure meeting you, sir, and thank you very much for joining us. That if you want to be a good engineer, you have to be crazy. You have to live in the future, not today. If you want to be a planner or leader of a university, a medical college, you have to live in the future. Not to waste your time in paper and signing, etc. All this, they absorb you in bureaucracy. So I actually gave a talk to those chief executives, saying at that time that in the future, we will have a designer baby. In the future, we will implant limbs, implant head, implant heart. In the future, we will do this and that. And everyone felt, what I'm talking is rubbish. But one of the editor of the journal asked me to publish it, to write in a paper. We published it in a paper. We talked about the environment, that there will be dryness in certain areas, the problem of water. Professor Jumaili and I were talking about it last night, and so many other things. We published it in paper, and that paper was published at the beginning of 2000, building that imagination. All these happen now. And today I'm taking you with another journey of madness, which is really showing you, and I'm sure this journey will be completed by my good friend, Professor Jumaili. We are very, very pleased to have you with us, Riyad. He's a top leader in artificial intelligence in the world, and we're renowned and fully accredited. Okay, thank you. All right. So let us take some facts and key points, which we are all, I wish there is a microphone so I can move. So let us take some key facts for you to see and believe. I mean, first of all, that our population will live longer. I don't know whether you read an article which is published in 2013, that the people, we expect that those who were born in 2013, 15, 16, from that generation will live up to the age of 120, 125, majority in good health. By the way, these all slides available to you. And thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you very much. And the world which we are facing, actually, a lot of dynamic population is not the same. Dynamic is not the same. The world which we live in a huge dynamic, and I'll show you in a minute, especially the burden of disease. I'll show you a classification which you may not seen before, you may not agree with it. And we know from COVID-19, by the way, we are still in pandemic. The pandemic is not over, you know. We know from the pandemic that our health system didn't work. So they are not fit for the purpose, not only in Turkey or in Baghdad, but everywhere around the world, including our health system in the UK. And we know that we need some new invention. There is an urgent need for a new thinking, a new development, which is appropriate to the need of the population. We know about that, especially in terms of the emerging needs for the population and for our systems. And we know that investment in public services, by the way, I know we are in private institution or semi-private, but it's still investment in public services. This is at least what we learned from COVID-19, will be a great asset for the future if we are thinking about the future. Okay. Let me take you what is driving our health systems, what is driving our medical practice, what is driving even our medical education. I'm wearing many hats, as I said, including being the president, the new president of the International Association of Medical Colleges. You will see that we have population growth, and especially living to the older ages. This is creating a new dynamic in disease burden, unbelievable dynamic, and I'll show you that in a minute. We are talking about limited resources everywhere. There is no country, United States is spending 16% of the gross national product or domestic product, GDP, 16% on health, yet they have 55 million of their population don't have access to health services, i.e. United States don't have universal health coverage. By the way, Turkey managed to achieve it. Well done, I'll show you that again. We have workforce shortages everywhere in the world. I'm sure Turkey is not exception, but this is because of the expansion, but also other reasons, I'll mention it later. We have the demand for us on improving our health security, making our system efficient, and the issues of technology innovation. And of course, I leave it to the fourth industrial revolution. If you take all that, you know, we are talking about truly, truly a huge agenda. And therefore, this is not something which you can break it into boxes. Of course, when we think about it, we are making it in boxes, but it's absolutely essential. You have to have that big picture. So I beg you to look always at the big picture. Let us look at the disease burden. This is my classification, and this is very important that I want to hear your comments on it. You know, we have a lot of, as you know, across the history, infectious diseases. And we came to the conclusion, and we believed that we know infectious diseases well. We know the natural history of smallpox, of polio, of measles, et cetera, okay? Of flu. I think COVID told us you are wrong. In March 2020, I submitted a paper to WHO saying that this is a new virus, a new dynamic. And the modeling, which Imperial did some work on it, which you are familiar with it, showing that there will be possibly 9 waves of this pandemic because we didn't understand until today the dynamic of the virus. And WHO initially refused to publish it, then they did publish the paper. A lot of people laugh. What is 9-way? This is like a flu. You know, even WHO, they felt this is like a flu. It will be in a few weeks, and few months, it will disappear. Until today, I looked at the figure this morning, and in England alone, there are 2.5 million people with COVID. I don't know how many the people in different countries who are infected. We don't know. There are diseases with definite pathology. You take some of the cancers, you take certain diseases, rheumatology, etc. You can define the pathology, the pathological changes. You can understand some of the etiological factors, but we don't know the all type of etiology which is impacting cancer and why cancer is spread very quickly in A, but not in B. Why cancer is only stage 1 is more risky than stage 4, and one side is better than other. We don't know. We have a lot of psychological factors. A woman goes to see her primary care doctor suffering from abdominal pain. You do all the investigation, you find absolutely nothing. And if we go back into the record 20, 30 years ago, you will find surgeon conducted appendicitis, removing of the appendix. In reality, it's a psychosomatic disorder. The woman either stress or she got problem at home, etc. Okay? We have a lot of person perceived condition. I got certain symptoms which has absolutely no explanation. Those who are working primary care, that's why primary care, they don't follow the international classification of diseases. They follow their own classification, which is called READ. You know, Wonka now did the new classification based on symptoms. I don't feel well. I wake up in the morning, I feel all my body floating like somebody on a boat. You know, I mean, if you sit in primary care center, as I do most of the time as a pediatrician, I mean, I hear symptomatology which surprising, absolutely surprising. We have physician-diagnosed conditions. What is asthma? What is asthma? What is atopic dermatitis? Asthma, it's not a disease. What is autism? There are a lot of diseases without pathology, without any foundation. We describe it allergy. It increases in certain places, decreases in other places. We believed in the field theory for many years that there are certain diseases which appear in people who are very clean. There are other diseases which appear in people which are very filthy or something like that. So all this very much physician-diagnosed condition. And we have a lot of diagnoses, which we see it every day, which really not fully understood. And we call it syndromes. There are so many syndromes. If you open any textbooks of medicine, you will find thousands of syndromes, you know, combination of this and that, etc. Guillain-Barré syndrome. I mean, you look at what is it? What is the condition? Why it's affecting people in different ways. This classification is really very important to take us about how the future look like. Look what we have now. We have personalized medical care is growing. The International College of Person-Centered Medicine in New York, working very hard to shift that agenda for the last 15 years. We have digital data-driven services and decision started to adapt to that sort of things. The problem, we don't have enough people dealing with the data, analyzing the data. I leave it to the boss, the artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have biomedicine just started and gene therapeutic, but that is the beginning. I mean, the recent development in dental caries, these filling a dentist doing today are out of date. The new filling, which is coming now after clinical trial to the market, You fill the tooth, it will regenerate the tooth. This is the biological treatment. Watch the space. This is what is going to change our life, you know, because the body, our body, which we never understood, you know, until now fully regenerate itself. For many years, scientists saying the brain cells actually once die, they die. I mean, they were wrong, absolutely wrong. They don't die now because now we are regenerating when there is actually spinal injuries, regenerating the cells in the spine. And this is happening. It's a beautiful thing, it's a beautiful thinking. And that's take us into something which is very important. All what we know about the human being is about, guess, 10, 15, 20, no more than 20%. What is called evidence-based medicine is based between 5 to 10%. The rest is, as I described it, either patient perceived or doctor perceived, okay? And of course, all this, the issue of virtual health, which started, and by the way, it started when we have had that pandemic and still with us until today. Let us look at the future. And I want you to use your imagination. And this is ask simple question. What medicine or the future medicine look like? And I want you to imagine that. Get why. Can we improve population health further? Yes. Because we believe 80% now of the diseases, including cancers, can be prevented if we know how to prevent. We strongly believe now 80%, even more. I have few nutritionists in my department. They are absolutely lovely. You know, they watch me very carefully every day. The 80% of our diseases now, today, are because of the food we are eating. The way the food is supplied. You don't know how much our food is contaminated or adulterated. You don't know the way actually the food supply chain, the traders do a lot of things, adding chemicals, etc., which are actually very dangerous. You don't know how much actually the way we prepare the food, we destroy the material which our body needed by overcooking, especially we are in the Middle East. Actually, in the Middle East, I'll tell you something, we don't know how to prepare food. They are delicious, but it's overcooked, salty, a lot of sugar. If anyone wants to die, you know, prematurely, the best way is to live in Turkey or Baghdad or Damascus or Lebanon, you know, where you have delicious, beautiful foods, enjoy consuming food, raki, etc. And really, the last but not least, two important things. This is about cooking, but the way is we consuming our food. We eat very fast. We eat an amount our body don't need it and cannot manage it. How can cure cancer? Can we cure cancer? And this is really a big question. And the answer from scientists, they said, yes, we can cure cancer. We can prevent cancer by genetic, you know, interventions. And we may do that in the near future. We're not talking about the genes of the person. We are talking about the gene of the cancer itself, the cancer cells. And that's the beauty, you know, and that gene editing will make a lot of difference for the way we are thinking.
Professor, I'm very sorry to interrupt you.
Tell me, time?
We have a time issue for now.
Tell me about the time. Sorry, I'm enjoying myself. Okay, I'll do it very quickly. I'll do it, give me 5 minutes, I'll do it very quickly. So, widespread of take of male contact, is that happening? Let me go through very quick. This is the sort of list, the innovation and development. I have very few slides, by the way. The personalized medicine, big data, stem cell, digital health, genetic engineering, bio. I mean, the last two of these things, I want you to think about it. the issues of robotic, nanorobotic, i.e. how to enter the body. This is something which will happen inside our bodies. And this is really the beauty in terms of the change that will happen, okay? All right? There are challenges. I finished my few slides in challenges, very quickly challenges facing them, which we need to believe in. Understanding disease burden, we need to look at prevention, as I said, the public services, public expectation, managing demand, inequity. But cost of the health services will be a major issue. If you look here, that 50% of the resources consumed by 4% of the patient around the world. Why? Because we spend so much money on a few patients. And very, very few countries looking at issue of equity, all right? You need to think about that. And one of these countries, Turkey, through the STP program, and I want you to study that, which is Rafat Oten and colleagues started many years ago in Turkey, where they focused on the issues of equity and how make sure that universal coverage could be achieved, but most importantly, not putting resources, a lot of resources into high technology. Thank you very much indeed. Many thanks.
Dear attendants, now I would like to introduce to you Professor Dia Al-Yumeili, our second presenter and also the vice chairman of this conference. He is currently a professor of artificial intelligence at Liverpool John Moores University in United Kingdom. His current research passion is about artificial intelligence, applied artificial intelligence, and Professor had also developed many smart apps which are used globally. So he is also dealing with this self-management of health and medicine with artificial intelligence, and he also has a global vision. He already described as artificial intelligence for everyone. So Professor, please, we are listening for you. We have 10 to 12 minutes.
12.
Yes, 12 minutes to
okay.
15 minutes. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Well, thank you very much for that. First of all, it will be impossible to give a talk after Professor Rawaf's talk. I mean, how can you match his talk? So I'll try to use his word and steal some of his ideas to try to change my talk, because after what he said, I cannot match it. So, okay, let's talk about something. Imagination. He used the word imagination, and he used it 7 times. And imagination more important than knowledge. This is Einstein, he said. Another thing he said, you can regenerate the cells of the brain. I was reading an article 6-7 years ago about somebody wrote in America. I tried to remember his name, and I didn't have my computer to try to pick up that paper. And he said, we can regenerate the cells of the brain. People thought he was mad but I'm receiving that from Professor Rawaf, and I'm going to start digging on that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go very fast to explain something different than what you are doing. You are all medical doctors. Professor Rawaf start becoming an engineer. So he's going to train me to become a medical doctor. I'm going to train him to become an engineer. So I would love to become a doctor now, after what I've seen. Okay, what's the human intelligence? Okay, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about AI, and is AI new? And I'll give you some ideas, and quickly. What's human intelligence? We can learn, we can reason, we can perceive, we can understand, and we have feeling. And this is why they call it intelligent. Then the capacity to learn and solve a problem, that means we are intelligent. Is the machine intelligent or no? Anybody say to you, there is a machine intelligent? Say it's not true. We have only 10% or less of intelligence on the machine. We have more to go. People, they think one day machine will take over. And is it true or no? We don't know. If I say to your great-grandfather, a piece of metal going to fly, they won't believe that. But we have a plane and we can fly. in your advert of the university advert, you showed that phone. Yeah, I use that phone to call my family from Britain to Iraq, and I never thought one day my mom just died. Allah yarhamha. She used to make dolma, you know, dolma, in Iraq to show me how to make a dolma using WhatsApp. So look at the technology from trying to use a machine to try live. You can see everything live. Technology moving. So I'm glad to have medical doctor, they are aware of this technology. Now, what is all of that about? Everything, by the way, AI should be for everybody, not just for the doctors, for everybody. And AI is simple, by the way. It's simple. We have data coming from anywhere and everywhere. And all of you deal with data. Everything you do in medicine, you deal with data. Yeah. If somebody comes, yeah, you start do the examination, heartbeat, the rest of it. Then you look at the past history, what they have done. Then you send them for lab to do some tests. Then maybe you send them for images, MRI, the rest of it. You collect all that. Then you crunch it. That means you process it in your head. But in this case, we do it in a machine. The machine will do a little bit better job than us. Not because they are cleverer than us, but they can do a faster thinking than us, and they don't get tired. I'll give you, I will give, but all the time, remember, the decision will be in your hand as a doctor. We have an example. Autopilot. You fly, yeah? You fly with planes, yeah? You fly. Autopilot do a better job than the pilot, but the decision is still in the pilot hands, yeah? Then they do that. Then they do action. Action, they will say to you, the machine will say to you, look, he's having heart attack. The problem, which is Professor Rauf mentioned earlier on, when somebody they had to do an operation on somebody and they made a mistake, it will be eliminated because the machine will have better access to more data in very fast way. Very, very fast, in second. So it's the processing. We are more intelligent yet, but the processing, it is 1 million times faster than a human brain. Imagine. So the processing, and they can process a lot of data. Okay. Data science. Data science is a big massive things in medicine. Everything you do with data. It's not just in medicine. It's in entertainment and everywhere. Let's have a look at something. They told us that data science is new. Data science and all the industrial revolution, it came, they say there are 4 industrial revolution, and we are in the 5th industrial revolution. Actually, for the Muslim people, and I'm not being, for the Muslim people, there is one industrial revolution, which is the forgotten industrial revolution. I call it the 0.0, because there is 1.0, steam engine, 2.0, electricity, and the 4.0, which is what we are doing now is the artificial intelligence, the data science, and the footprint and international Internet of Things, all this in the new industrial revolution. There is one which is 0.0. It happened in the capital of this Muslim country, in Baghdad. It happened 1,200 years ago. In Baghdad, they used to play with data. They used to play with data science. And Alan Turing, which is, I suggest to everybody to watch his film, which is Imitation Game. He used Al-Khwarizmi idea, and he changed and he broke the Enigma code for the Second World War. Watch that film. You'll figure out how did he manage to change the machine. Before any problem, they built machine for it. What he did, he built Khwarizmiyah, he built algorithms. That means he will change the code rather than change the machine. And this is what Al-Khwarizmi have done 1,200 years ago. I'll just give you some example. I'll take you back to history a little bit. Look, if we play a game like that, if you look at it, and this is pattern matching, and this is the pattern matching we use in data science. This is where you say, this is the disease. There are so many different factors you play around with, and you decide on it. Professor Al-Rawaf mentioned genome and genetics. Genetics is the big thing is going to be. If we're going to have personalized healthcare, we have to start working with genetics. With genome, we figure out why this disease and what I think about it. If you have headache, you take 2 paracetamol. Everybody take 2 paracetamol. But I am shorter than you. You are healthier than me. All that shouldn't be like that. It should have a specific medical answer. And if you look at this, you can see that the Muslim people used to play like that in Baghdad 1,200 years ago. Look, all 8 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, and that one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one of the examples of data science. And look at the answer: 9, 9, 8, 9, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, 6. And that's the magic of numbers. And this is data science. How to find, and they call it big data, how to find a solution of something complex. We have databases and we have unstructured data. This is where you find a lot of data around us to try to figure out what is this disease. And that's the problem. And I will tell you something. Okay, I'll skip that because I don't have time. Just this one. Everybody has to learn that. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is part of a bigger thing called computer science. And computer science is generated from electronics, physics, math, the rest of it. We have divided something or devised something called computer science. Then from it, a baby has born called artificial intelligence. And then inside artificial intelligence, you find machine learning. Inside machine learning, you find deep learning, and you find robotics, and you find everything. And every sense we have mashed on the computer. The vision and the smell and the toe, everything. And it is not the time for that. I will have machine learning and practice. Okay. This is very important. AI has become increasingly used, especially after what happened with COVID-19. Why is that? It is basically for safety, cost-effective, time, eco-friendly, and sustainability. The word sustainability is very, very important. And the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals focus a lot on that sustainability. Why there is healthcare? You have access to health. By the way, in Turkey, you have access to healthcare more than in the UK. And I think Professor Rawaf, he knows that. If I want something, I come to Turkey or I go to UAE. Because not because we don't have the medicine, because only small amount of people basically focus, especially elderly. And I don't mind that. But there are not enough resources to care for everybody in this planet. And this is why we need help. And we need help of the technology. You guys need help of the technology. The technology can take care of some people while you can focus on the people need more attention. And this is where the power of the technology is coming. Okay? Okay, what happened? Everything is going to health practice. It is observation of data. You give medicine, you are the medical doctor, and you say, go and you start observing the patient, and you observe what is the effect of that medicine on that patient. Yeah? And then I just figured out, and I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor, but I figured out sometimes the doctors, and forgive me, doctors, and we have to be honest, sometimes the doctors, they don't know which disease they are. The symptoms, it is basically around, it can be 3 different diseases. And what they do, they give medicine to the first disease and they observe the patient. Am I saying that right or not? Is that true? Anybody admit that? People, alhamdulillah. Okay. And the second one, then if that doesn't work, but they go and for the second and they go the third one. You know what? AI will not do that. AI can investigate data much deeper and can organize that. And why it's happening and they start thinking about AI correctly now? Because AI can give you actionable intelligence, can do a prediction, can do disease, can do screening, can do treatment, and the rest of it. Why is that? I'll tell you why is that. Why is that? Because look, with COVID-19, it gives us different patients have different pattern of the disease, yeah, but for the same disease, which is COVID-19. Different symptoms it was for different people, treated differently, but for the same disease. And that have opened a lot for us. And again, different disease with the same, there are some different diseases with the same pattern. The human being will make a mistake. Machine will not make a mistake. And again, that's very important. So machine learning makes it possible to drive medical practice by the amount of data evidence that is becoming available. The more data, the better. And this is why we need to start thinking about collecting data about patients. That means we need simple databases that for all the nation. If you look at something like Sweden, they have it. If you talk to Sweden's doctors, sometimes the Ministry of Health, they contact them. They say, "Oh, you use too many. This medicine. Why? You too many." And we can see if there is any spike from the symptoms. So something like COVID-19, if it comes, we will know it in advance. And this is very important because it's located in Ankara. There is so many people getting the same symptoms. That means it's going to be something like COVID-19. So we need to take care of it. And by the way, Wuhan University have found out, especially the engineer, they have found out there is a spike there with the data they are collecting about these symptoms. But politically, they couldn't say it. And I know some of the professors there, they knew about it. And they know there is something wrong happening, but politically they can't. But now we cannot do that. And especially we need to connect the rest of, for the rest. So data is going to be the main reason of us surviving in this planet. Otherwise, we are 7 billions and we become 8 billions. We cannot survive if we start not knowing about the data. Okay. So another thing is basically AI will enhance the performance of medical staff by analyzing available data, presenting it, and suggesting a course of action. Early on, Professor Al-Rawaf, I listened to every word he said because it's very, very important for me. And it was like a lecture for me, which is trying to synchronize in my head. He said, we need to analyze the data. We are engineers. We can provide dashboard for the doctor to start playing around with data. You need to play around with data. You need to become like a pilot who have all the instrument in front of him or her to try playing around the data. Because the more I can make it easy for you to visualize the data, the better decision you can make. Okay? So machine learning, and I'm saying machine learning. I didn't say AI, artificial intelligence. I am just focusing on one aspect of it because there is more aspect. Help identify those patients who are in a greater risk. The biggest problem they have with the emergency department in every hospital, who's more urgent than this person? There are 20 people. I can see only one person at a time. Who's more urgent? And that's very important. And who's taking the record when we come to the emergency? I'm working with Malta University on this one, actually with the Minister of Health. So they have one lady died. They thought she was drugged. She was drunk, but she was drugged. And the lady who took all the symptoms from this patient did not know the difference between them, and the person died. What we need to know, the machine learning can make it easy to identify who is at risk. When you start putting the data from the symptoms, it will identify. They say this is the risk at risk because have taken drugs rather than the symptoms of the drugs is different than the symptoms of the drinks.
Professor, we are.
Okay, no problem. Machine learning can enable us to determine individualized treatment, and that's very important. Okay, that's very important for us. Can machine learning do medicine? I would say to you, no. Machine learning cannot do medicine. But machine learning and AI can provide doctor with actionable information. It will tell you, it will give you evidence. It's like autopilot. It will never take your job. It will provide you a better and enhanced medical doctor. This can be used machine on data. Okay, I did so many slides. I just need to see something for you. Augmented reality. This is for this university. Augmented reality. By the way, question for you, sir. Do you know these pilots? How do they train to become a pilot? Do you think they take a plane and fly it and they become pilot, or you think on simulator? Of course, he said to me, of course on simulator. Why of course on simulator? Why they don't fly plane? Too risky. Excellent. Anything which have safety critical things, we need to have technology to do it. Now, augmented reality is the best way of doing that. The people who doesn't understand augmented reality, what does it mean? Augmented reality is a mix between real reality and virtual reality. And I use it personally with Walton Center to train doctors who are trying to Do you know when we do basically send a coil from here to the heart, we are using it for the brain. And to do that, it takes 3 years on real thing because you need to have the feeling of it. Now we have studied that. We have a little robots working, and we're using AI to identify basically the route is through the vessel, and we have successfully eliminated the time of that. But unfortunately, in Britain, to try to use any technology, it takes between 5 to 7 years, Professor Rawat. That's the problem. So we applied for the technology. And of course, I do understand of the safety, ethicals, and everything. But still, imagination more important than knowledge. I do believe what Professor Rawat have believed in, that without technology, we cannot carry on like that. But the technology will give you more time to think, because we need to start thinking. The simple stuff which is need to be done can be done by the machine, and the innovation can be done by human beings. Thank you very much for that, and sorry about that.
Thank you, sir, for your speech. And now we will have a 15-minute coffee break, and you can also direct your questions to Professor during this time. Thank you.